Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk News. I'm Ollie Davis. Being 71 years old and having repeatedly revolutionized the professional wrestling business, you'd think WWE Chairman Vince McMahon would be taking it easier in his 7th decade, especially because he's rather prone to randomly tearing quads. But he still refuses to skip leg day. Wrestling fan tattoo Juggalo has shared a rare photo of a Vince McMahon in the wild, down at the Anytime Fitness gym, where he seems to be following the same make my arms look like a roadmap regime as Jinder Mahal. Chris Jericho staged a live Talk Is Jericho podcast recording yesterday in Dublin, Ireland, where he recalled one of his favourite Vince McMahon tales. Over the years, Jericho has learned not to talk to Vince if he's hungry, as that apparently makes the chairman very unreceptive to new ideas. After making sure McMahon was well fed, Jericho entered his office and pitched a storyline involving the Wyatt family and Shawn Michaels. But Vince was still hungry and ordered another steak. At the end of the pitch, McMahon simply said, "Bad cow," because the meat was too tough, which raises the question, how many overcooked steaks have robbed us of brilliant WWE storylines? Jericho also recently spoke to With Spandex about why he left WWE following his United States Championship win at Payback. "I knew that it was time to go because you get to a certain level, then you turn babyface, and then that's where you start having problems. Because with the babyface, you either win the title and you're John Cena, or you start going down through the ranks." Jericho went on to say that he's much better at playing the heel, so his babyface novelty is only short-lived before fans start calling for a bad guy turn again, and he don't want to deal with that shit. As Luke and I point out in the brand new episode of Wrestle Ramble, which you can watch right here on WrestleTalk's YouTube channel, Cheap Pop, this has been a very good week for WWE. An excellent main event at Extreme Rules, a cracking Raw the night after, and a mighty solid SmackDown on Tuesday. At the heart of all this excitement is the fresh matchup between Universal Champion Brock Lesnar and his worst case scenario, Samoa Joe. The feud kicking off with an excellent segment where Joe choked out Brock's advocate Paul Heyman, and the two have continued the storytelling on Twitter. Soak in the moment, Samoa Joe. It's your moment in the spotlight. You've wanted this notoriety, now you can have it. Collateral damage is such an unfortunate necessity. Be well, Paul. I trust my message arrived without delay. I would loathe to send it again. If the Wrestling Observer is to be believed, he won't get a chance to send it again. As Dave Meltzer writes in his latest newsletter, Lesnar vs. Joe is scheduled for a one-time thing, with Braun Strowman at SummerSlam, strongly hinting Joe is losing at Great Balls of Fire, which, yep, is still the name for the pay-per-view. Meltzer continues that Roman Reigns is still booked to fight Lesnar for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 34, and that title defenses for the Beast are scheduled against both Seth Rollins and Finn Balor in the interim. This, of course, all depends on certain people not getting injured, and there's always the caveat of how good Vince McMahon's steak was that day. #BadCow. Luke Owen and I look at what might happen if Joe gets over and their feud is extended in tomorrow's episode of Wrestle Ramble, which people donating $5 a month or more on Patreon can watch right now a whole day early. In the meantime, watch Thursday's Wrestle Ramble, where Luke and I try to figure out who attacked Big Cass, and a top NXT star appears to be turning heel. Find out who by clicking the videos to the left, press subscribe, and support WrestleTalk on Patreon. I've been Ollie Davis, and that was wrestling.